Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mrs. Peterson, that lady who teaches art, and today we are going to pick up with our landscape paintings. You've already sketched out your landscape, so now let's take a look at my picture that I'm going to try to replicate. So here's my picture, and I am looking at the areas right now. I want to start with the back, and I want to paint the whole sky this like white blue color. Then I want to paint the hills here, and I'm going to paint the dark green grass, the really dark green trees, the dark green grass here, and then the light green area. We may not get, this is a lot, I may not get all of this done today. I want to start at the top because that's usually the furthest back, and I'm going to paint all the way across. Even though there's a tree here, I'm going to paint through that and start there and then just work my way down. Especially with this green grass, I may want to save that for next time because I can do the texture right as I'm painting with the wet paint, and that'll work out a lot better. So I'm probably going to save this for next time. So now I know what colors I want. I'm going to take a plate, and for each color that I need its own spoon. So for the white, I'm going to give it a little spot on my plate. And then when I've used the spoon, I'm going to put it on the lid, not back in the plate. So that can be set down in on the lid. Okay, for the blue, I need barely any blue, you guys, like so small. So let's say I take this much. I can always scoop it back and put it back in the cup. I just barely need any blue, okay? And then again, the lid is going to go as my spoon rester. Don't leave the spoon in the cup. All right, then you're gonna use a different brush for each color today. We always want to start with our light color and mix the dark color into it. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of my blue, it's darker, and mix into it. And already I think I have enough because that was barely even blue on my picture. So I'm going to paint this right onto my painting. I'm going to carefully walk that line that I made for the hills. Following it very carefully. And remember, I can go right over the trees. So I'll paint those back on over top once this is dry, a different class period. When you have all of it painted on, you want to make sure that you wrap the corners. So right to where I was, I'm going to wrap that corner with paint. I'm going to do the same thing all the way across the top with that paint. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. To where the paint comes, I'm going to okay. When I'm done with that, I'm going to set this brush down. I'm not going to use this again on my next color because we don't want the paints to mix. My next color was kind of a dark brown, so I'm going to mix brown and just a touch of black, and then I'm going to paint that on. When it comes to mixing greens, this is very important. With anything else, when you're trying to lighten it up, you can use the white. White mixes great with blue. White mixes great with your red if you're trying to make a pink. It works great with yellow. But when you're trying to lighten up green, so important, you guys, only use yellow. If I try to lighten green with white, it's going to make it look like mint toothpaste, and my grass should not look like that. So if I need a lighter shade, like I will for the bottom down here, I'm going to take a little scoop of this and a little scoop of yellow. And then remember, I'm going to start with my yellow and mix in a tad of green until I get the color I want. The color mixing is really important on this. This is what you're going to be mostly graded on, is if you're matching the colors that are in your reference photo. Okay, so I don't just want to throw on blue, dark blue for my sky. That was not the color of my reference photo. Okay, so today you're going to start at the top and you're going to just work down in layers. If I get done with my sky layer, I can take my plate back over to the paint station. I can get the black that I need, just a tiny bit, and the brown that I need, a new paintbrush, and I can mix that color, get my hills on. If I get that done, I can come down to my next layer. Okay, and we're just working down today. Let's look at my second painting. So here I have my second one all sketched out with pencil. Let's take a look at the color. This is my second photo that I want to show you. And with this one, I'm going to again start at the top, and I'm going to paint the blue sky. I have some clouds here. Those could be painted on afterwards. That's up to you. That could be like the next day that we paint. But I think I'm going to try to paint them right as I go. And I'm going to mix down into this orange, and I'm going to stop here at my water for today. When I do my water, I want to make sure I have enough time to get those details in there, those dark lines where they go. And then my last thing will be to paint on the sand and the palm branch and maybe even the sunshine with really white. And that may take 2 coats. I may have to do next time a coat of white once my sky is dry, and then the next time too, another dot of white over that. So I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to paint right through where the palm branch is going to go, and put my sky on there. And then if I have time today, I can work on the water, but I want to make sure I get those details as I go. Okay, so now I'm ready to paint. I have used my spoons to put a little bit of paint on my plate, and I'm ready to start putting those colors on. So for my blue, I'm going to start with just painting this right on right here. I have a dark shade over here, and it's not quite this dark, so I'm going to take some of my light color and just blend right into it right on my canvas. Since I have this sunset, it's going to work just perfectly. It does get lighter over here on this side, so I'm not going to put any more blue on my brush. If anything, I might want to come back with a lot more white and just blend that right across. So much easier to blend while it's wet than once it dries. You can't blend it all once it dries. Okay, once I get down to about this point, then it's going to start getting a little more purple. So to make the purple, I'm going to use blue and red. So I need a new brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of my red and just put that on there lightly. Okay, and I'm going to mix right into that with my blue brush. Now that I'm done with blue, this is going to be my new purple brush. And that's looking a little too dark, so I'm going to come back with some white to give it that shade that I'm looking for. Okay, so you can mix while it's wet. It's going to turn out, your shades are going to turn out so much better. And we're going to work all the way down to the line here. If I need more paint, I can go back to the paint station, get a little on my spoon, put it on a clean spot on my plate, and then I can paint right back on here. Okay, it gets really orange down here, so I'm going to make some orange by using red and yellow. You could paint right over your sun if you want to. I think I will, just so that it blends nicely all the way across. And then don't forget to wrap your edges just like we did on the last one, okay? Remember, your goal is to match the colors that you see on your reference photo. All right, you guys, I can't wait to see what you create.